Welcome to this Bridgeworks Support video, in which you will learn how to connect to an AWS Storage Gateway from an AWS WANrockIT node within EC2. This will allow you to present cloud storage devices attached to the gateway over a WANrockIT connection. Before following this guide, your node and storage gateway should already be deployed in EC2, ideally within the same VPC or VPC peered. Security groups should also be set up so that the storage gateway and the iSCSI interface of the WANrockIT node can see one another. For help with this, see the videos for AWS deployment, initial setup, and security groups, linked in the video description. This video will cover the advantages of using WANrockIT to connect to a storage gateway versus deploying a gateway on-prem, confirming your node's iSCSI port mappings, finding your node's iSCSI IQN, determining the IP address of the storage gateway to connect to, configuring CHAP authentication for a storage gateway target, performing an iSCSI discovery on the storage gateway, logging on to a target, and finally, viewing devices connected to a node. In a traditional setup, the AWS Storage Gateway appliance is deployed as an on-prem virtual machine. When data is backed up, it is stored in a buffer, then sent over the internet into S3 storage. Using WANrockIT acceleration, the setup is as follows. A node is deployed in EC2, which connects to a storage gateway also deployed in EC2. This is connected to a partner node deployed on-prem, either as a physical appliance or as a virtual machine. This can be a cloud service provider node, which is included in the price of the EC2 node. Data is sent to the storage gateway over an accelerated WANrockIT link, and from there it is transferred to S3 storage. The accelerated transfer over the internet allows data backups and restores to complete faster. The WANrockIT virtual appliance uses far less on-prem resources than the on-prem storage gateway. And data doesn't reside in a local buffer before being uploaded. Transfer to the cloud starts instantly, so it's not vulnerable to local system failure. First, make sure iSCSI is assigned to the correct network interface on your EC2 node. Navigate to the node's web interface. Enter the username admin and then your password to log in to the node. Proceed to the port mappings page by clicking on the corresponding icon. Make sure your chosen interface has the iSCSI feature mapped to it. If not, add it from the protocol dropdown and hit Save. If any mapping changes are made, a reboot is required for changes to take effect. The AWS Storage Gateway requires the node's IQN in order to configure CHAP authentication for any of its targets. To find the node's IQN, return to the home screen and navigate to System Information by clicking on the corresponding icon. You can make a note of the IQN from this page or copy it to your system's clipboard. This step is not necessary if you are not using CHAP authentication. The node's iSCSI initiator requires the private IP address of the storage gateway to connect, which can be found in the AWS Storage Gateway console. Navigate to your gateway's info page and make a note of its private IP address. If you want to secure your iSCSI connections with CHAP authentication, click the VTL Devices or Volumes tab and select the device you plan to log on to. Click iSCSI Target Info in the lower pane, then Configure CHAP authentication. Select the Enabled checkbox and in the Initiator field, paste or input your node's IQN. Now choose an Initiator secret and a Target secret for this device, then hit Save. Note that the node does not use the target secret, but the storage gateway requires one to be entered in order to enable CHAP. Repeat this for each device you wish to use with CHAP. Now return to the node's home screen and navigate to the iSCSI Initiator page by clicking on the corresponding icon. In the Discovery Target Portal subsection, click Add to bring up the Discovery dialog. Enter the IP address of the storage gateway. If you have iSCSI mapped to more than one interface on the node, make sure the correct interface is selected from the Source Interface dropdown. The storage gateway does not use CHAP authentication for discovery sessions, so leave the CHAP checkbox disabled. Now click OK to perform a discovery. All of the storage gateway's devices will now be listed in the Target section, with one device on each target. Select the first target you wish to log on to, then click Log On. If you don't want the node to automatically reconnect to this target after a reboot, make sure you clear the Persistent Connection checkbox. As with the discovery, make sure that the correct interface is selected from the Source Interface dropdown. Also, ensure that the correct iSCSI target address is selected under the Target Portal dropdown. Data Digest and Header Digest can be enabled in the CRC Checksum subsection. If you are using CHAP, select the CHAP Login checkbox. The username field is pre-filled with the node's IQN and should not need to be altered. Enter your chosen CHAP Initiator secret in the CHAP password field. With these settings finalized, click OK to log on to the iSCSI target. The target status will change to connected. Repeat this process for each device you wish to connect to. You can now optionally confirm that the devices are connected to the node. Return to the home screen, then go to SCSI Device Management by clicking on the corresponding icon. The new devices will be listed under Directly Connected Devices, indicating that they are available to other WANrockIT nodes which connect to this one.